I'm on Transworld Yachts for sale line at Hamble Point Marina. There's some fine Hallberg-Rassys for sale. Today we're going to have a look at a yacht, a Hallberg-Rassy 43, classic Hallberg-Rassy cruising yacht, centre cockpit 43-foot yacht, prepared for deep water cruising, ocean passage making and long-term living aboard. Let's go on deck. On deck you can see she has davits, lightweight davits, but ideal for carrying the boat's dinghy. If you're island hopping, you can easily raise the boat out of the water when you're at anchor and easily deploy it in the morning to go and do your shopping. She's an offshore cruising boat. She's all furling, easily handled by two people. But she also has a detachable inner forestay for heavy weather sail or storm jib. Again, for long distance cruising, you never know what to expect, and so that's essential. Twin bow rollers, electric windlass. She has a deep chain locker, so the top of the chain locker can be used for stowage, but beneath that the chain stows easily without any sort of human intervention. It will veer and haul without having to flake the chain out. The classic Hallberg-Rassy windscreen with the spray hood over the top. Very good protection in the cockpit when passage making. This boat's got her spray hood extension on as well. Ideal cover for when you're in harbour. We're down below now. Well, we're not down below, we're in the cockpit, but we're underneath the spray hood extension. And you'll notice everything's covered. All the bright work in the cockpit is covered. The pedestal is covered. This boat has sailed in the Mediterranean, but the fact that she's got an all-over cover and individual covers for all the potentially the areas that could potentially be damaged by UV means that she's been very well preserved. In fact, her decks for a boat that spent maybe 5 years in the Mediterranean are probably better than some boats that have spent their life in the more easygoing areas further north in Europe. I've taken the covers off now so that you can see the beautiful bright work underneath. The varnish work is really, for a boat of her year, probably second to none. Pretty much the way you would have seen it when the boat left the yard in 2002. Below decks, the varnish work, the upholstery, everything is in the same kind of condition as we saw in the cockpit, just about unmarked. The galley, a good seagoing galley with a return so you can wedge yourself in there. Cooker, a gimbal cooker, 2-burner stove oven, again almost unused. Well, we know it is used, but it doesn't look heavily used. Fridge with a small freezing compartment for making ice cubes, essential ice cube making area. Double sink, good deep sinks as well, so very good seagoing sinks, and a filtered drinking water supply as well, which is a nice little feature. At the chart table, well, before we go to the chart table, let's just see here we have a freezer as well, so fridge and a full freezer as well, so for passage making you can stow frozen goods too. Here we are at the chart table. This boat's well equipped communications wise. She's got a VHF and she's got an SSB. In fact, she's got two VHFs and an SSB. That's a feature of this boat. You'll see as we go around the boat that an awful lot of equipment is doubled up. And again, for just peace of mind when you're cruising, to have a bit of built-in redundancy is not a bad thing. Raymarine chart plotter and radar, fairly standard stuff, but also computer-based chart plotting system, and of course also useful for communications programs as well, sending emails and standard PC stuff. Navtex, look at that, 2 Navtexes actually. POPSY under sail on the main bulkhead. In the saloon you've got a single berth, settee berth here on the starboard side. The backrest of the berth lifts up, so you get a very wide, very comfortable berth that can be used in harbour by anybody. At sea you can put the back down, there's a lee cloth, gives you a nice tight sea berth. On the port side we have an L-shaped settee. It works in exactly the same way, well actually not exactly the same way. The back lifts up, but behind we've got stowage. So we've got the PC stowed under there, but also we've got very good stowage that you can get at without having to find somewhere to put the cushion when you lift it up. Just drops back down again. Good deep stowage, nice fiddles, easy to stow, fairly ready to hand stuff. Double folding leaf table, giving you a very good sized dining table. You can sit 6 comfortably around the table, but obviously you could squeeze a few more in if you wanted. And more than enough spaces there in the bottle locker for 6 as well. Forward we've got a good sized forward cabin. You could call it an ensuite cabin. We've got a heads and shower compartment with the forward cabin here. The door shuts from the saloon. Plenty of stowage in here. 3 big lockers there, or three good sized lockers there with shelves. One very big hanging locker here, which is very useful, perhaps oilskin hanging locker. The forward berth in this boat is a traditional V berth with an infill, which is convenient. It makes it either a double cabin with the infill in, or a twin cabin with the infill out. Underneath the berths, as with most Hallberg-Rassys, you have cavernous stowage. Under here, fantastic stowage for sails principally, but an awful lot of other things as well. Safety equipment's been brought off the rail and put down here. But spinnakers, jennikers, storm jibs, other sails other than your plain sails that are on the foils on deck can stow down here. Lots of little locker spaces as well. Whoever's staying in this cabin's not short of stowage anywhere. Aft cabin, back through the saloon, companionway, chart table, aft cabin. Again, another traditional passage making layout. We've got a double berth to starboard and a single passage making berth to port, so 2 people can share this cabin under any conditions. Little seat in the middle, which is pleasant, comfortable, putting your sea boots on, or doing your makeup in front of the window, not window, the mirror. Aft heads compartment offers you much the same as the forward heads compartment. You have good sea toilet, both toilets have holding tanks, and a separate shower compartment with a plexiglass door, which saves getting the rest of the bathroom wet when you're having a shower. Sink, hot and cold water, plenty of stowage above and below, and of course an opening hatch or an opening port light in the side there for ventilation. In the aft cabin, no shortage of ventilation. 3 opening ports in the coach roof, 1 large opening skylight, so light and ventilation is not a problem in the aft cabin of a Hallberg-Rassy 43. And there's a pleasant feature that you don't see on many boats nowadays. Modern built boats tend not to have drawers, but we've got 2 very useful drawers in the aft cabin here, and lots of small lockers, open lockers, bookshelves with fiddles, and small lockers either side. And in the walkthrough we've got a big hanging locker for the aft cabin, winter's heaters in there, and another big hanging locker in the walkthrough, which is ideal again for oilskins. You really aren't short of stowage on a Hallberg-Rassy 43. In the walkthrough, as with most Hallberg-Rassy centre cockpit Hallberg-Rassys, we have access to the engine compartment. may not come out quite so well in this video, not without a bit more light, but it's quite an impressive feature on this boat. This boat has been very well maintained without consideration of cost, you might say. This is often said, but in this case you really can see it. She's got a 3.5 kilowatt Whisper Mastervolt Whisper generator. She has a water maker, water heater of course. It's a D255 engine, it's a Volvo engine, a really good engine for this application. 4-cylinder, no turbos, very traditional, large capacity, torquey engine. And she's fitted with a hydraulic gearbox, which is an upgrade, and a Python drive, which is a sort of it's very similar to an aqua drive. It takes the load off the engine and the engine mounts, so you can have a more vibration-free engine running. Better for the engine and the crew. 2 battery chargers, of course, 2 of everything. An inverter. I think I mentioned water maker. This is a boat really that you can spend a lot of time on in comfort. She has a fuel polishing system as well. Increasingly people are concerned about fuel quality, and with the advent of biodiesel it is becoming more of an issue in marine fuel. So this boat has a polishing system that just draws fuel from the bottom of the tank, runs it through a Raycor filter and water trap with water alarms, and then cleans it, puts it back into the tank again. It's interesting, I don't know if you can see in the video here, but it's red diesel, but it's crystal clear in there, and that's what everybody wants to see their diesel looking like. Right, so Hallberg-Rassy 43, perfectly set up for long distance cruising. She's a boat that's been set up specifically for the Mediterranean, but in actual fact for archipelago cruising anywhere in the world and ocean passage making. She is an extremely well set up boat, and look forward to talking to you about another boat in the near future. Thank you.